The other day, I took my son to basketball practice. I'm coaching his basketball team, 7 and 8 year olds, second and third grade. Basketball is my sport, by the way, if you didn't know. But anyway, so we're leaving the first practice, and outside of the gym is some constructions going on. So we drive home, and we get home, and my son shows me this rope, this dirty, and I'm regretting now. I think I'm regretting doing this because I'm going to work, and this is all dusty, and it's got, it's just crazy. But anyway, so he puts this rope in the back, and I'm like, he's like, Dad, I brought this rope, and I'm like, what in the world did you bring this rope for? Like, this is dirty and grimy. Why are you putting that in the back of my seat? So anyway, so I left it in the back, and I was just sitting here. I just dropped off my other son at school, and man, you should see all this dust in my car. This is ridiculous. I had seen a devotion that Francis Chan had done years ago, and it really impacted me in a major way. It was one of my favorite illustrations that he ever did, and some of you guys may have seen this, so I'm really just going to repeat. This is not my idea. This is not something the Lord gave to me. But what the Lord did give me is, I feel that my son put this rope in my car for a reason. I believe God works like that. And the fact that my son picked up this rope, put it in the car, and now I looked back as I was giving my son a kiss, my youngest, to let him out of the car. I see the rope, and what I see is not that I didn't know the rope was there, but what I saw is this rope had a piece of tape on the end of it. And I'm like, okay, Lord, you might want me to share. So I'm going to jump in before I just get dirt everywhere in my car. So this rope, okay, so imagine this rope, okay, so it's long, okay, it's a long rope. Imagine this rope goes on forever. Infinity, it never ends, right? So let's just pretend that this rope goes all the way forever and it doesn't stop. So imagine this rope is the timeline of your life. Okay, so if this rope goes on forever, this means that you and I are going to live forever. You see this little red part? This little red part right here, it represents your time on this earth. Okay, so we got this whole rope goes on forever. We got this little red part that represents your time here on this earth. Okay, you have a very, very, very short time on this earth, and then you have eternity somewhere else. Where that is, we don't know. This is your existence. Okay, what blows me away is the fact that some of us, if not most of us, we spend all of our time thinking about this little part right here, this little part. We're consumed with this part. Be honest with yourself. Aren't you consumed with this little part? We start here, this little part right here. First few years of our life, we can't wait till we get older. We become adults, and then we jump to this portion of our life, and it's like we have this little part right here, and we work and work and work and work and work and build up and save our 401k all the way till we get to this part right here, the back half of our life where we want to enjoy this part, and we're thinking, are we going to get to travel? Am I going to get to eat well? Like, will I get to play some golf? Maybe some cruises. I just want to chill, right? And the thought of this just makes me wonder, like, am I kidding myself? Like, are we kidding? Are guys, are you kidding me? How dumb? What about this? And this? And this? And this? And this? And it just keeps going on and on. What about all that part? We live for this when we have all of that, all of eternity to live. What about the rest of eternity? Guys, this is crazy, because the Bible teaches us that what we do during this little portion right here, it determines where we spend the rest of our lives. What we do here in this little part determines how we're going to exist for millions and billions and trillions of years, forever. Forever's a long time. Forever never ends. So why do we spend this little red part trying to make ourselves as comfortable as possible. You know, we want to enjoy ourselves as much as possible. You know, we save as much money as we can. We work for stuff and pleasure and comfort and security. And it makes me think of what Paul was saying. I mean, you think of Paul, the great Paul, who exhausted his life for the gospel. He said, man, I'm going to live my life. I'm going to spend my entire existence for the moment when I cross that finish line. When I cross the finish line and I inherit that eternal prize. And that's the way Paul lived. He said he forgot about all the stuff. He forgot about everything to the right and everything to the left and everything behind him. And he focused on what was ahead. And he said, I forget about everything. I consider everything rubbish. Guys, rubbish in comparison to the glory of Jesus. The job, rubbish. The money, rubbish. The accolades, rubbish. Everything, garbage in comparison to knowing Jesus. He said he was not looking left. He was not looking right. He was not focusing on what happened in the past. He was looking straight, straining towards the finish line. And my friends, when we stand before Christ, when we stand before Jesus, we're not going to have a second chance to relive this time. It's what we live today, tomorrow. It's how we live now that determines the rest of our life. We get one chance. We get one chance at this, and then comes eternity. Some of you look at me and you think that I'm foolish for spending this time that I have on this earth glorifying the Lord, exhausting my life for the gospel, living for Him, sharing video after video after video, getting up in the morning, spending time in the Word. You know, I'm on Facebook going crazy, just sharing about Jesus, until the platform just kicks me out. I'm going to exhaust myself. I'm going to go out in the harvest. I'm going to preach the gospel. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure every single person that is in my sphere of influence knows Christ. Why? Because that's all that I'm living for, is to glorify Him. And some of you guys think I'm stupid. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Those who think I'm stupid for doing that, I think you're doubly stupid for living this little red part for yourself when we have the rest of eternity to live, and you are going to stand before the King of Kings. King Jesus, you will stand before Him, and you'll have to answer for everything that you did. Every single thing. Guys, I want to leave you with this challenge, and I'm all dirty and dusty. Wow, this is crazy. Don't be deceived. Don't be deceived by the traps and by the snares that the enemy's putting out ahead of you. Chase this mirage. You see that mirage off in the distance. Man, I want that. Come down the Broadway, the wide road, the flashing lights. Think of Las Vegas, all the lights, the strip, everything. It looked ding, 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 ding. The casinos, I want to go in there. Yeah, I want all that. Man, it looks so good. The pleasure, lust, greed, all of it. It's just, man, I want that, but it is so temporary. He lures you in, and then He has you in His grip. And what Jesus is saying is, don't do that. Follow the narrow road. This road that leads to life. So my friends, I want to encourage you. Do not be deceived by the things in this world. It is a snare. It is a trap. Follow the Lord. Live for eternity. My friends, I love y'all so much.